I'm not gonna answer. Welcome to the Pitcher Podcast, where the conversation is free flow, everything is on the house, Ian is in a bad mood, and all we ask for in return is for you not to give us 1-star reviews. I'm Cody.
And I'm in a bad mood.
You're Ian, who's in a bad mood. And today we're back at it again in Ian's car, recording in the shade. And we thought it would be fun to talk about some of our dreams and aspirations that we've had as kids, but also just kind of like now entering into the workforce and trying to figure things out.
Just to let you guys know, we don't want to make like a big announcement about it, but we are going to start posting or releasing our podcasts on Sundays due to like recording scheduling matters. So just to give you guys a heads up, we're going to be out on Sundays. So entering into our culture corner, this week we've picked music again. So, Cody, do you want to start us off with your recommendation of the week?
Sure. Oh my god.
Go.
Okay, I'm gonna be really passive aggressive towards you now. No, we had to take this is like our second recording of this because midway through our first one a car came by and it was really, really loud. But in the first one I made Ian go first for Culture Corner. But he's making me go first now. So I'll talk about a song called La La Lost You by Nicki, and it's actually the acoustic version of it, but I think both sound really good. And it's essentially, it's kind of just like melodramatic, like teen or like early adults, like heartbreak music, but I think like Nicki's voice sounds really nice in it, and it's about like differences between New York and LA and stuff.
Nicki Minaj.
No, not Nicki Minaj. This is Nicki, and she's Indonesian, and she's with the 88 Rising label and stuff. But yeah, we'll play a couple seconds of it starting now.
While I'm on Sunset, are you on the subway? While I drive, are you getting on the L train? Me and Manhattan's
Nice.
Very good song. Very good
What about
song.
you? What about you?
My recommendation for the week is a orchestral rendition of the song Ballin' by Roddy Ricch. I'm sure plenty of you guys have heard it before. But
For those of them who don't know, can you sing it?
I got fun.
Very nice. Very nice.
So essentially, there's this thing called like trap symphony where they like grab rappers and then make orchestral renditions of their songs. And Ballin' in that symphony was super good. So I recommend you. You to go on YouTube and watch the entire set. It's definitely worth it. Every single song is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a car running right next to me, so it's a bit loud right now. But
there we go, that's better.
yeah, but it's gonna get really hot, but whatever.
Do you want me to roll up mine?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna play it starting now.
Hey, I put the new 4Gs on. I trap into the bloody bottoms is on. Why? Cause all my niggas.
Amazing. I loved it.
Wow.
I loved it.
Masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece.
If we get 7 reviews, I personally guarantee you that Ian will sing the full 3.5 minutes of Ballin', and I'll do the
Acapella.
I'll go acapella on it.
Cody will be the instruments in the background. I'll be the vocals.
I will. Get us to 7 reviews, and you have
7
my personal
reviews.
guarantee written in blood that we will do that.
But please give us reviews.
So why don't we jump into weekly catch-ups right now? I guess I can just get the ball rolling. And it's not super okay. Let's have enough of that attitude. It's not super exciting or anything, but with Ian and a lot of our other friends starting internships in the past couple weeks, we haven't been able to hang out a bunch like in the early summer. So
Aside from other factors, apart from just working, but yeah.
like what?
What? I don't know. Go on.
Okay. Anyways, I've been taking evening walks, and I really like to just
By yourself?
like, oh my god.
It could be with your mom.
Mostly by myself.
Yeah.
And I really like to listen to music and podcasts when I'm taking my evening walks. But I also live in kind of like a more foresty area of Hong Kong, and we get a lot of wild boars. And so, like, this past week, there have been 3 different nights where I've seen, like, wild boars on the street that I'm walking on, and they're really, really cute, actually.
And Cody has been eating wild boar since.
No, I have not. Oh my gosh, I love them. I would never do that to them. But they're like, they get into trash and stuff, and they like love to eat the food on the floor and stuff, but they're also really, really cute. And they're also like really bold too. So like, they're just not scared of humans. So they'll like walk into the middle of the road, and then like cars will be coming too, and like they'll get pretty close and just like honk at the boars, and then they'll like kind of run to the sidewalk or something. But I really like them, and I've taken a lot of photos of them.
Oh, you really like boars. Really nice, cute boars, right?
Oh my goodness.
No, just say yes.
Yes, I do.
Really
I don't
nice, cute boars.
I don't know what you're implying.
Nice, cute, sleepy little boars.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yes, of course I get what you mean. We don't have to bring our listeners into this.
Okay. So for the weekly catch up on my end, nothing very special, essentially. What's the date today?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Because we're recording.
I'm not gonna tell you.
We're recording in advance. So today's like, I think the 18th of July.
July 69th.
Very nice. And then basically the past week, it's been back to Team A-B rotations. So half the team is working from home, and then half the team's in the office. And I was Team A, so I was in the office last week. And essentially, it was fine with like half the office. It was still kind of like, not lively, but it was relatively like busy with half the people in the office. But then halfway through, like half of my rotation team like was told that they could work from home, so they all left, and it was just like 10 of us in the office, this like massive office space that like could fit like 40 people, and it was just kind of like very like dead quiet, very like eerie, just how like there's no one around. It was like so quiet to the point where you can just hear the aircon just humming or buzzing. And then that was just like kind of demotivating, because it brings your energy levels like all the way down.
Yeah, of course.
But I do listen to a bit of Nicki and a bit of Ballin' by Roddy Ricch to lift my spirits.
Yeah, because Hong Kong's had like a third wave of COVID positive like local transmissions and stuff, so we're returning to a lot of the like social distancing measures and like enforcement mechanisms and stuff that like the US is still going through, or like Hong Kong went through in like March and stuff. But
I was very grateful to my line manager, essentially the guy who's supervising me throughout the entire internship.
Yeah.
Because he purposely moved me into his rotation for us to get more FaceTime, like as much FaceTime as possible.
Yeah.
Which was really nice, because I feel like I needed it. Like it's so hard. I know like technology makes it so much easier, but it's so hard like asking for something or wanting to just have like a chat or having like a bit of a like reflection about stuff. It's so much better to do it face to face and online.
Yeah.
And so very grateful to be in that position. But in my entire floor, all the interns, all the graduates were like on the other rotation. So I was like pretty lonely.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you how you're feeling about that, because your other intern who was like on your same floor and on like a similar team who you were quite close with is like moved to the other rotation.
Yeah. It's just like us on the internal messenger at work, just talking. I'm just like, I'm so lonely. What are you doing right now? It's like, oh, I have nothing to do. What are you doing? And it's just us talking throughout the entire day.
Yeah.
But it was my first time eating solo lunch yesterday.
Oh yeah. Did you get takeout and bring it to your desk?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay.
I grabbed poke at Paloli. It's basically this poke place. And then I think I'm like starting to appreciate eating by myself.
Yeah.
And just like being able to find a bit of alone time.
Yeah.
And just settle down. Like I brought a book over, had a bit of food, sat down, read a bit, and then just like slowly made my way back to the office. Which was kind of nice, but I avoided doing that for like the entire week, because I didn't want to just like be by myself when I'm going to be by myself like throughout the entire day in the office. So I always like found someone to grab lunch with.
Yeah, for sure.
Either that's colleagues, or like Michael and Chris came out.
Yeah.
My cousin came out, just to separate my lunch times from my work day.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's something liberating about like eating by yourself and stuff too. I would always just like listen to a podcast or like watch YouTube videos.
I'd feel so awkward just like plugging earphones in a sit down restaurant.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do that. I bring it like back to my cubicle or something.
Yeah, because everyone's doing takeaway now, so like everywhere is hella empty, which is kind of weird as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of apocalyptic.
Yeah,
we're not gonna take such a negative approach.
For sure. How are you feeling about working from home next week?
I'm really not looking forward to it. Like, I know I'm not going to be at the same productivity level because it's just so much, like, more comfortable at home. There's no one around you, like, kind of, like, no one's supervising me at work, but, like, the fact that everyone's, like, walking around or someone's, like, working around you.
Yeah.
You feel either motivated or you, like, just feel kind of shit if you don't work as well. So there's that factor. And then at home, it's just, like, the bed's so close to me.
Yeah.
I could, like, kind of lay down for a bit. Take a 10-minute power nap. That becomes 30 minutes.
For sure.
But then I'm starting to get, like, kind of busy. So that's definitely going to occupy time, and hopefully work from home wouldn't be longer than a week. Because essentially we're doing these rotations for 2 weeks. It should hopefully end by next week, but not sure yet. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. If anyone has
updated, because you guys are going to be very interested as to my working schedule.
If anyone has tips on staying productive on work from home mode, just let us know.
I was going to say something very inappropriate, but...
Oh, no, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It's very, very inappropriate.
Can we have a hint?
Nope. Okay, so Cody wants me to take the lead this time because he's very unprepared. He didn't want to prepare at all for this. I spent 2 weeks preparing for this one episode, and Cody was like, yeah, I'll just do it when we like, before we record. And I was like, Cody, can we finally record, please? Like, we don't have a lot of
This
time.
is all slander.
No,
this is all slander.
100% true. So, as we've previously mentioned, this episode is about dreams and aspirations.
Yeah.
So, I would probably want to take it back to, like, when I was younger and kind of unravel what kind of dreams and aspirations I had as a kid. And an honest reflection, I didn't really have anything too, like, crazy.
Yeah.
Like, the craziest was probably like, oh, I want to be a football player.
Yeah.
But, like, I never had, like, oh, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be, like, a fireman or whatever. Like, not, like, typical child, like, dream jobs.
Yeah.
And then me wanting to be a football player really died off, like, really quick. And then it just became, like, what makes more sense. And then I look at the 3 career routes that Asians have. The typical lawyer, engineer, or doctor. And I was like, oh, I don't really love science. I'm not like a very, like, maths kind of guy. So I just picked lawyer. And I just stuck to that from, like the start of high school till, like, the end of college. And then now I'm just kind of thinking, like, is that what I want to do?
Yeah.
But we'll get into that a bit after Cody tells us about his dreams and aspirations as a kid, if he had any.
Yeah. I think it's funny that neither of us are, like, particularly into science when we had, like, 4 years of chemistry together in high school. So we did, like, our freshman and sophomore years, we did just kind of like a base level chemistry or, like, all-inclusive science class. And then we also
it was higher level chemistry.
Yeah. The higher level chemistry for our junior and senior year, which, like, for the American equivalent would be like AP chemistry or something like that. But that class was just an absolute madness. Maybe, like, we can post some of the like, Snapchats I took from
maybe.
If our parents don't crucify us.
We studied a lot.
We studied, but we also had a lot of fun.
We studied more than having fun, right?
Maybe. Yeah. Wink.
We had a great teacher, though.
We had a really good teacher who just, like, Eden and I have talked about this before, but I think we just got on the good side of our high school teachers. And so she would really let us get up to, like, whatever we wanted in class, pretty much. And we definitely didn't have a right to be doing the things that we were doing. But then there were other people in the class who would say something like, oh, dude, I'm so pissed off or something. And she really didn't like the word piss.
And we could do anything but say that word.
It was so bad. Like, I'm not going to talk about what Ian did, but at least for me.
I didn't do anything.
I'm protecting you, man.
I know, but you've opened a can of worms, Cody.
At least for me, I thought it would be really funny to, like, the teacher left for 10 minutes, and I was like, how funny would it be if I got into a sink and just put my, like, butt into a sink, and then just came back and I'm in a sink. And so I did that, and it was quite funny and stuff. But another time I, like, lit a fart on fire in class, which, like, definitely wasn't, like allow.
Yeah.
And just like reckless and stuff.
Don't want to chuck the blame, but then, you know, our teacher was a bit of a enabler.
Yeah. Oh, she definitely enabled us because she'd be like, guys, that is so funny, but so naughty.
Essentially, okay, I was also in a sink when we did that as well. We were both in a sink. And then she would just come back in and she'd be like, Cody and Ian. And then we're just like, Miss McComb.
Like, what are we gonna do with you two?
But then there's like a couple of students that she just absolutely hates. We'd be doing all these shenanigans, and then like in the background, he might be like speaking a bit too loud. And he'd be like, blah blah blah. I don't want to say his name. Can you please focus on your work?
Yeah.
And then we'd still be like,
around. And we didn't know those guys well enough for them to be like, oh, but Cody and Ian are like messing around and doing so much things worse. So you could just kind of feel that like, just like the silent protest to whatever, that we would be in sinks and they would have said like, dude, I'm so pissed off or something, and they would get like sent out of the classroom or something. Definitely unfair.
It's essentially like, we probably talked about this prior about our sports science classes.
Oh, yeah.
How Philson and Gareth get the brunt of the...
Yeah. We just got pure like favoritism in a lot of our classes in like junior and senior year of high school.
Definitely made it quite fun. But tying it all the way back to your dreams and aspirations.
My dreams and aspirations as a kid. Yeah, this is interesting because I feel like growing up in the US, there's so many stereotypes of like just like proper dreams and aspirations to have as a kid. Like so many kids are like, yeah, I want to be an astronaut, or I want to be a firefighter, or like a doctor or something like that. And I can't really remember having any clear like indication of some crazy dream or aspiration that I had. I guess thinking about it now, like my dad's a pastor, and so like for maybe like 3 or 4 years I was just convinced that I was going to be like doing some like church role or something like that, or maybe even being a pastor too in some capacity. But actually, in high school, in my freshman and sophomore year of high school, I really, really liked our chemistry teacher, who Ian didn't like at all. But I love this guy.
That one? I hate him so much. That guy was kind of racist. Essentially, he was doing a demonstration in class.
Yeah.
And then, like, one of my friends was, like, literally right next to me, sitting right next to me. I'll just say his name, Jerry, just for the sake of, like, clarification in the story. So Jerry was essentially like falling asleep. He was kind of like napping on his arm.
Yeah.
And then he kind of woke up, and then Mr. Actually, no, he didn't even wake up.
Don't say the name.
The teacher saw us, like me and Jerry, and then all I did was like wipe my eyes.
Yeah.
I wasn't even like falling asleep. I was just like trying to wipe some shit off my eyes. And he was like, Ian, if you're gonna fall asleep, get out now. I'm like. Yeah. I couldn't even protest because he just sent me out, and I just went outside. I was
You're seething. You were seething.
And then I just look at Jerry just kind of like grinning. And it's like, you son of a bitch, man.
Yeah.
That teacher is a racist. He's a racist and is a horrendous teacher. He's not funny. He always thinks he's funny. I hate teachers who do that, okay? Like, I get you're trying to be relatable to your students, but sometimes stop trying to think you're cool, or stop trying to think you're funny, and just like, it's so shit when we say this, but just like do your job.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, this teacher has made me angry, so it's not my fault. This is
just that one time, right?
And he's also just very annoying. Very annoying.
Yeah. I really liked him, actually.
Like, what part do you like about him?
I liked like how open he was to us, and like how seriously he took class. So like our schools on Tuesday and Fridays. On Tuesdays, they would start at like 10:30. And then on Fridays, they would end at like noon or 1:30 or something. And he would like every week get in early to school before it even started then. And would make himself available for students who wanted to like learn outside of class time, or like get extra tutoring and stuff. So I would always take him up on that offer. And like he would also say that like if he wanted, like on the weekends and stuff, he could call us and like help us with any classwork and stuff. And so like particularly for exam prep and stuff, I would always just be in school and like be working with him in his office.
Did you bring him an apple?
I did not bring him an apple, actually.
Your little teacher's pet?
Oh,
your little teacher's pet?
Gosh, Ian. But I really liked him. So I actually wanted to be like a scientist or like a chemist or something early on.
What?
Yeah. And
this is in high school.
Yeah. My grandfather was like a biochemist or something like that.
That makes sense.
And so like that's been something that like at least someone in our family is done. So that made me want to do it a tiny bit.
That's better than it being completely inspired by that one shitty t-shirt.
Yeah.
I doubt he can inspire anyone.
He actually inspired me.
No, he
right?
didn't. It was your grandfather.
But yeah, there's another car passing us.
Damn, Cody, you're dripping.
I know. I have a napkin right now, and I'm just dripping sweat. I started to sweat a lot this summer too. But what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but then when we got to our junior and senior year class, with like a new course and a new teacher and everything, I like quickly found out that chemistry was like not a viable career path for me. I just found it like a lot harder and just like not as fun.
It doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. So anyways, that's kind of like my whole chemistry saga.
Okay, so what about current dreams and aspirations? We know that you might be moving. Actually, no, you are going to be moving to New York.
Maybe.
In like near January or towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
Does that kind of fall in line with what you've aspired to do or aspired to, like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. I think that...
Thank you. That was on the spot.
I think that New York is like a city that I haven't thought about too much prior to like this past November. I had like pretty much always envisioned myself either working back in Hong Kong or like maybe Boston or San Francisco or Chicago or something like that, because I went to school near Chicago and I really like home in Hong Kong. But this one job just kind of ended up working out in New York, and that was just kind of like a surprise. But as I thought about it more, it was something that I think I like am getting a bit more comfortable with, or just like liked the sound of and stuff, and view it as kind of like a good opportunity to try out in my early 20s, even if New York isn't a place that I like want to end up in the long term and stuff. So still like not 100% sure that I'm gonna be going to New York, but like it definitely like could be in the realm of possibility in the future.
And then we should all, everyone in the audience, let's all congratulate Cody.
No.
His opportunities that he's gotten so far.
Tell me about you. I want to hear about you. I'm sweating so much right now.
I don't know, like dreams in a very general sense. The first part is in terms of like geographical location.
Yeah.
Cody's living out what I want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's doing a field that I'm also kind of interested in.
Yeah.
Especially in like a place where it's huge as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because what, like, are we gonna talk about what kind of a thing it is?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's in the consulting industry.
Yeah.
Say that.
So essentially, like, management consulting is not big in Hong Kong. Like, there's really no market for it unless you're willing to be like super underpaid and overworked. London, it's okay. London's okay.
Yeah.
But management consulting is definitely the biggest in the U.S.
Yeah.
Especially New York. And I don't know. I had this weird like affinity towards New York after going to New York last year with Michael.
Yeah.
Just going there, like I've properly like romanticized the city for years and years. Like either that's through like pop culture, through movies. I watch like a lot of old movies.
Yeah.
And like their romantic depiction of New York just makes oh my god, Cody's actually so wet right now.
I just stuck a rolled up tissue to my forehead.
No, but essentially, yeah, New York. Like I have this like vision of me in New York in the bustling city.
Yeah.
Like something about the energy that I love, how international the city is, how much it reminds me of home, but also is like a breath of fresh air away from home. I think just like the amalgamation of like so many different factors just make me like really, really, really want to go to New York.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially in our age, like young professionals, it's a great place to grow, a great place to develop yourself as a person, but as a professional as well. And definitely can see that. I could, you know what? I'll see that in my future.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dream, but I feel like it's relatively, hopefully, realistic.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's hard to gauge right now, considering all the different factors.
Yeah.
But shout out to anyone who wants to, give me a visa or give me citizenship by marrying me.
Cuff Ian up. Let him be your husband and get him a spousal visa to the U.S.
I've been talking about our prenuptial agreement between me and Cody.
Yeah. I feel like you've definitely liked New York, and Ian has always said that he's gonna like be keen on visiting and stuff too, so that makes it a bit more comforting if I was to like move away from all my friends and start life in a new city and stuff.
But I mean, I wouldn't visit you because of New York, you know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. I'll visit you because of Brooklyn.
Oh dear. We actually got a few offers for Ian's spousal visa last week after we mentioned it on the podcast.
What?
My friend Kate mentioned it jokingly. She's
yeah.
But yeah, Kate actually has a boyfriend. We love you, Luke. We love you so much, Luke.
Shout out to Luke.
And then my friend Noah said she would get you a US visa or a Japanese visa if you ever want to work in Tokyo.
Wow, very like a lot of choices. Thank you guys both for your offers. I might have to politely decline.
We'll start a bidding process actually.
100, 200, 200.
Send us a self-introduction about yourself for Ian.
We'll go through a video assessment center.
Yeah. But yeah, why do you say you had to decline those offers?
Huh?
Why did you say you had to decline those offers?
Skimming over that, let's talk about...
Ian, I want to talk about this, man.
I mean, am I supposed to say yes, I'm going to get married to Noah and Kate?
Oh, okay. I'm sure that's the only reason why.
So, Cody, what's your favorite Disney movie? I heard it's something about to do, like, with animals or something.
Oh, dear.
What's that movie called? What's that Disney movie called? What's it called?
No, is it
Dumbo? No, it's not Dumbo. It's not Dumbo. It's like Dab me?
Okay. But yeah, anyways, why don't we talk about retirement and stuff?
Actually, no, I haven't finished talking about my aspirations. That's so sad. My one aspiration in life is to live in New York.
No, okay, continue.
Okay, so right now, I'm in the crux of my indecision as to, like, what I want to do. 'Cause
Yeah.
I have a legal background. I'm interning at a bank right now.
Yeah.
But I also have, like, the desire to work in something tech-related or, as I've previously mentioned, management consulting.
Yeah.
So I'm, like, kind of, like, trying to figure myself out. Don't want to dedicate myself too much to one thing, which I've done previously, and that's really made me, like, very unversatile. Is it unversatile?
Yeah.
And I didn't want that, especially like in this modern age. Like, I feel like we need more experience in terms of like breadth and depth, not just like, not just depth, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless that's what you want to do and specialize in something, which I don't see myself doing, because I see myself as a entrepreneur,
a jack of all trades,
massive,
a real renaissance man.
But like, my dream is like, maybe in the future when I got money and I'm just like not relying solely on a business that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
I want to be a restaurateur. Oh, there's tissue right here. I want to be. He just caught a mosquito.
I just clapped a mosquito in my hand.
I want to be a restaurateur,
Yeah.
and I have like a couple of concepts that tie into like a lot of my personal hobbies and interests.
Yeah.
Which is obviously cooking.
Yeah.
But especially Italian food. I love like making pasta from scratch.
Yeah.
I love just like everything to do with food. And two concepts I want to make. The first one is tying my identity to something that I really like, which is jazz.
Yeah.
I want to do like a Chinese jazz speakeasy. So essentially it's a lot of, it kind of replicates the Shanghai Tang era back in the days, like a very gentrified version of Shanghai.
Yeah.
But essentially it's like Western jazz that's sang in Chinese, in Mandarin. And yeah, I want to open like that kind of like a bar, which I think it's going to be sick, like a live music kind of thing. But that's in the future. But the second thing is like, essentially Hong Kong, we don't do food trucks because there's no licensing for it. But taking that kind of a business model and turning it into like a takeaway, but like actual like authentic Italian pasta and Italian food. And then somewhere in like Star Street. So essentially, I don't know how to explain what Star Street is.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, it's just like this really nice little neighborhood where it's like filled with people who love this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like food,
Yeah.
whatever's hip, I guess.
Yeah.
Basic ass people, including myself. I'll just self-roast.
There's so much self-roasting going on right now, I didn't even say a single thing.
But then, like, also tying with that, like, I also have, like, a weird-ass dream or aspiration. There's two things. Like, it's two-pronged, I guess.
Yeah.
The first thing is, like, I just want to go to, like, some, like, nice little shanty village or town in like, the mountains of maybe like Argentina or Chile.
Yeah.
And just like kind of be disconnected from everything and just like be a farmer for half a year.
Yeah.
That's a weird ass dream of mine, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's a perfect reset into society kind of thing, and just kind of like pull you out from all the chaos and kind of live a very peaceful but like simple life.
Yeah. Going to the mountains. And
Going to
everything.
the mountains.
I've been to the mountains. I've been to the mountains.
You could grow a beard, even though
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
gonna be like 3 hairs on my upper lip.
Very nice.
It's either that or I just want to go to like okay, essentially I took this concept from this show that I really like on Netflix called Master of None.
Okay.
And the main character essentially goes to this city in Italy. It's called Modena. And he just kind of stays there, learns Italian, is just making pasta in like a mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
And I just like instantly could click with that, and I'm just like, that is something I could see myself doing or
Yeah.
wanting to do.
Yeah,
Like, ingraining myself in the culture, learning to do something that I love to do, which is cooking and making pasta. But obviously these are like pipe dreams. Like, it's really hard to just like take such a long time off and just like do whatever you want.
Yeah, of course. One thing I was gonna ask you is like, if everything worked out now and you had someone who was like willing to approach you or like did approach you and was willing to completely fund like all of that or like invest in all that, like
do
would
it
you
in a
do it
heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause wait. That's the thing.
I'm making you sweat right now.
There's different responsibilities. Like, I don't know if that's gonna be very like a smart idea to do so, because it's definitely gonna enrich your life in a like personal sense.
Yeah.
But if that's gonna benefit you in the long term, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe might be just like a very selfish thing to do.
In what way?
Like, it's very self-serving. Like, it's only for my interests.
Right.
Like, I've got family.
Yeah,
I've
of
got
course.
like my future ahead of me, so I don't know if like. But obviously, I'm delving too deep into this hypothetical.
yeah.
But still, in a hypothetical sense, yes, I would do it in a heartbeat, because that is something that I feel like I need inside of me to complete.
Yeah.
Complete who I am.
For sure. My mom is friends with Ian on Facebook, and like Ian's mom is always posting about Ian and like taking photos of like all this really, really yummy food that Ian will cook for like her
Yummy.
birthday. Okay, you know what? I'm giving you a compliment.
Sorry. I'm really hard right now.
No, I'm gonna shut up right now. We're both super hot in the car right now. I think that's just making us
Getting
aggressive.
a bit nauseous.
Ian's just puking out the side of the car.
I gotta open the
Oh,
door.
that feels so nice. Ian, open the door for a second. Okay.
Okay, it's really loud.
But there's a motorcycle.
Okay, just go.
Okay. Ian's mom tags him in all these posts about these like really nice food dishes that Ian will make for like her birthday or Mother's Day and stuff. And I think it's so funny because my mom like will often either show me them and be like, why can't you do this for me? Like, why are you such a bad cook? Why do you know how to cook? Or sometimes she'll even comment on them and stuff too. So one time
she would tag me. In it
yeah.
as well.
One time she was like, wow, Ian, this is lovely. Please teach Cody some of your culinary skills and stuff. But Ian is a really, really good cook, so just beg him to cook for you and he'll do it, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Another husband material.
Stop selling me.
I'm Ian's marriage broker right now.
Okay, so anything else you want to talk about in terms of dreams and aspirations?
I guess
Anything on your mind right now?
Yeah, I definitely don't have as much as you to talk about in terms of like any retirement pipe dreams and stuff. What I will say is I do really, really like coffee, and my dad has just always loved coffee, and so that's just something that I've grown up with a lot, like tasting a bunch of different coffees and just learning to appreciate its taste in a lot of different forms and stuff. And so one of the forms I really, really like is making cold brew. Or I guess just cold brew, but particularly like making my own cold brew and experimenting with like different times and like different ways of making it in terms of like temperature and stuff and like how that affects like the flavoring and stuff. And I also really like sharing it with people. So at college I would make a ton and then love to share it with my roommates, or if we had people over, like would love to just share it with them over dinner and stuff too. So I could definitely see myself like doing something with coffee when I retire or something. It's definitely not something I could see myself doing like right now, but maybe like 30 years in the future or something. Or if I had like all the money in the world and just could do what I was like completely, or like just something like that I found completely like just fun and not necessarily practical in like a 21st century career sense. could totally see myself doing something with like making my own coffee or like serving coffee.
I'll return the compliment by saying you make really good coffee, Cody.
Thank
I've
you.
had it like a few times, but I don't really have it like every time I visit because
Yeah.
my gut can't really handle the coffee anymore.
Yeah.
But I have started drinking coffee now
Uh-huh.
because someone gave me a tip that like I drink iced Americanos.
Yeah.
And that really fucks with my gut. But then if I ask for like a dash or like a shot of like oat milk,
Yeah.
it kind of neutralizes the coffee a bit.
Oh, nice.
So it's not as acidic.
Yeah.
And I can get that down my system, which
Nice.
is really nice.
Very, very nice.
But yeah, that's the dream. Like we have like a nice little quaint like road in like Brooklyn or something, and then my restaurant, my bar, and then Cody has his coffee shop, and then he's like cleaning the sidewalk.
That would be so
Hey Cody,
much
get
fun.
over here. We totally have like New York accents as well. We live upstairs, and our kids are like playing in like the sidewalks.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. Yeah.
But yeah. It's getting really hot, so I think we should end it here.
We definitely should.
So, please follow us on Instagram at PicturePod, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Yet again, we're going to be giving shout-outs to everyone who rates and reviews us on Apple Podcasts. So please rate and review us.
Yep.
We're gonna sing bawling a cappella. And we get
If we get 7 reviews, Ian will sing, and I'll maybe do something for
no,
the
you are going to be part of it. And then subscribe and check us out on YouTube, Spotify as well. Also, email and DM us at picturepod@gmail.com with thoughts or suggestions. And we're going to grab a picture with you guys sometime else.
Very nice. Sweat is literally dripping into my
Yeah, I
eyes right now.
I'm losing a bit of consciousness. So,
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.